I came to Toronto to shoot a documentary about the impact of gun violence and how it has impact on all of us in the community in the GTA. And while researching, I ran up into Ron and I heard about the panels. So I came in just to get some information. One day we had a really hot town hall meeting, and I set a suggestion to a gentleman of how to take care of the situation in the neighborhood. And Ron felt like the story was really valuable and that we might need to have it every panel. And then, panel after panel, I kept explaining the story to the different crowds, and I said, listen, Ron, let's make a PowerPoint presentation so they could see what we did visually out there in Baltimore and New York, and Houston, Texas, sorry. And 2015 is when it started. We had a lot of homicides in Baltimore that year. I don't know what was going on, but it was hot in the streets. A lot of people were taking out scores on each other, and especially in the west side of my neighborhood. And I was shooting a movie down in Houston, Texas, and my executive producer told me, hey man, there's something that happened in Baltimore. I think we should get that footage. It'll make a real good documentary. And that's the first time I went up there to shoot a documentary. When I pulled up on my neighborhood, a guy called Maurice had got murdered right there, right in front of my family house. When I'm pulling up, he's getting killed. Moments after, more gunshots. It was so many shootings that summer, and it became a record year for Baltimore City. Things were, I took all these pictures right here, and it was so crazy that we needed the National Guard to secure the problems in the neighborhood. The city was really upset, and a lot of things were happening. And then we sat down in the neighborhood while we were shooting this film and asked ourselves, how many more have to die before we make a change? Because this is our community, and we're the first-hand experiencers of all this that's going on. And we care about our community more than anybody else cares about the community. So it's up to us to step up as grown men. So we had meetings with different gang members and different guys in the neighborhood who are key contributors to the block life. And we came to the conclusion like, hey guys, man, I know it's hard. I know y'all have problems that stem from retaliations and all type of stuff, but let's just have this block right here on Lafayette and Monroe, let it be a safe zone so the kids can come back outside, so the elders can come out after a long time of them working hard to own these properties. They should be able to come outside in the summertime and have barbecues without worrying about losing their life, because a lot of innocent victims get caught in the cross. And then we came up with the no-shoot zone. We spray paint on the wall. The guys in the neighborhoods, the gang members, and key contributors to the block life agreed to settle to have this peace zone that everybody can come out in the community. What we did is had a block party to celebrate this peace treaty on Lafayette and Monroe. And as you can see, we had rappers come out. It was a small crowd, but over 30 people, but it was a celebration none the least. And a lot of people came in there and preached what's going on. A few community members let the guys have it where, hey guys, we're tired of this killing each other, and we got to make it better. So I went back to Houston, Texas. While I was working on a few films down there, I decided to visit back my family a year later. There's a BP gas station across the street from on Lafayette and Monroe, which is where the no-shoot zone's at. I saw a bunch of kids from the neighborhood throwing rocks at cars. I said, listen, guys, we can't be living like this, all right? Whoever gets when people come pump the gas, ask to help them. When you get when you help them, ask them for $1 for your help. So now you're more productive than throwing rocks at people and you're just causing all type of mess out here. And I said, whoever gets the most money, come to the back alley. I'll put you in a movie. We're gonna do a little film together. And boom, they came. And this is a snippet of a shot we had. And I told them to improvise the script. While they were improvising the script, they kept talking about no shoot zone. This is our neighborhood. This is no shoot zone. Nobody shoots over here. And I was like, whoa. I guess the block party last year and the meeting last year, they really followed it. It's becoming a thing in the neighborhood. As you can see, kids were painting on the floor. My boy Tyree, who we started this no shoot zone in Baltimore with, we every month was giving out kids gifts to the kids, and it became a thing in the neighborhood. We had like Al Jazeera come through. We had first responders, police officers, because they were wondering what's going on in Lafayette and Monroe. There's no shootings there, and we had like, on that year we had the highest homicide rate in all neighborhoods in America, and now there was barely any there was no shootings at all, actually, no shootings at all. And then I decided, people kept messaging us, hey, can we have no shootings on my block? Can we have no shootings on this block? You know, of course it's a complicated process. It's not just putting up a graffiti on the wall, but people, like, it was working, so people wanted it on their neighborhoods. So I come from 77036 zip code in Houston, Texas. That's the zip code with the most murders in the whole city. Since 2012, there are about over 90 murders in my zip code alone. So I've seen it all. A lot of kids get caught in this crossfire. So I said, let me take the same theory down to Houston, Texas. I'm not a stranger to murder myself. I had 5 of my friends murdered in 1 year, in the same year, 2015. As you can see, I'm in a picture with a few of them, and I was at my friend's funeral over there. He was murdered by somebody he didn't even know. Just over an argument at the club, he was defending his boy's wife. Like, hey, she doesn't want to talk to you. He turned around, the guy shot him in his head. So we had a meeting in the neighborhood, same way we did in Baltimore. And this time I just had a camera with me, so I took a picture of it. Just talking about what is going on and how can we make this better, because it's gone too far. Innocent people are getting killed. It's becoming just a thing. Life has no value right now, and we have to bring back the value of life. After that, we had an agreement. I printed out a banner, and we called it No Shoot Zone on the zip code 77036, the intersection of Warfare and Bissonnette. And that's one of my neighborhoods right there. And the community came out. We went to Sunnyside Park. As you can see, the little kid put her hand on the poster, on the banner, and I decided to get all the kids in the neighborhood to put their hand in some paint and touch the banner, because the banner's for them. And this is Third Ward, Texas. It's another community in Houston, Texas. CUNY Homes is a housing projects. I try to target the projects because I know the community has more love for the projects. A lot of people have been there for generations. The block parties kept getting bigger and bigger. And then we had a big party out there in Alief, Texas, which is a neighborhood in Houston. Well, what I do is I have basketball competitions for the kids. Not every kid can make the basketball team, so I know that. And I know they love basketball. They're always playing at the court. So we just had given a few awards out to the kids so they could, a pat on the back makes a big difference sometimes. And these ladies right here were from a salon. They came to the neighborhood and did everybody's hair. All the little girls' hair were done. All the little boys' hair, we have a few barbers out there. They came and cut everybody's hair. Because I said on Monday after this block party, everybody's going to school fly. Everybody's going to look fly. And this guy right here, he got a scholarship. See, I work with different programs, sports programs, to come to the No Shoot Zone. I work with so many different organizations, and a lot of things are given out in these block parties. As you can see, the block parties got bigger and bigger. This one had about 500 people in it, and we couldn't even take a picture with the banner anymore. The banner's all the way in the back. And then, out of nowhere, I was called in for Fox News. I couldn't believe it. And that's when I realized they called me an activist. I didn't know I was an activist. I was just a guy that really loves his neighborhood. I love people, period, not even the neighborhood. And then, I didn't even tell anybody that I was on Fox News until after, because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, nah, there's no way I'm going to be on the news for doing all this stuff. I guess the right people started hearing about it. And then the last No Shoot Zone was in Garden City, a neighborhood that was plagued with violence for a really, really long time. It's on the north side of Houston, Texas. And I actually got a call on the morning of the police had heard there's going to be a big block party and a lot of rival gangs are going to be attending it. So they told me that I can't do it because it's not safe. That neighborhood has a big bad history. But I said, look, we already got the stage. We already did 4 different block parties, and we can't let down the community. And boom, we still had the block party. It was all good. There was no fight, not even an argument. The gang members, they thought I was going to be in there shooting each other, all hugging each other. I called the police that called me to come talk to the community too, because I believe in the better relationship we have with the first responders and the police officers is going to make, you know, like the past is the past, and I believe we should start working together because it's an effort that everybody needs to be involved in, especially those who patrol the neighborhood, because I can't be there every day. So I'm like, we have to build this relationship. A few of the kids that win awards, this time I did more than just basketball awards. I did like who helps the elders with grocery bags, who cleans the neighborhood, who's the best in mathematics, English, science. So I went to school, did a research on their school zone, and I found the kids, and we gave a lot of awards, but these are some of the awards. My congressman, Mr. Al Green, called me to breakfast because he was impressed by the work I did. He heard about me, and we had breakfast. We talked about different strategies that we can implement in Houston, Texas to reduce the violence throughout the whole city. My mayor, Sylvester Turner, he gave me a few awards for recognition for what we did, but the number one award and the only thing I really loved to see and what I saw that year that made my day pretty much. I was really happy when I saw the fact that in Houston, Texas, after all this, 11% of the murder rate dropped 11%. I do this not only in no shoot zone, but believe in getting the kids while they're this small, because when you can't get them when they're this small, it's going to be real hard to get them when they're this big. So I go to different schools. I always try to be the positive role models. A lot of the kids don't see positive male role models. And the one thing I realized growing up is my most violent friends who ended up dead or in prison didn't have a father growing up. So I always try to be that father in any school zone I live in down there in Houston, Texas. Not only over there, but also in Africa, in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, where I work with different orphanages to help clothe, feed, and hopefully house different orphans. And I'm here in Toronto shooting a documentary. This might not be the actual title of the documentary, but we're kind of like dabbling around that one. And it's going to just show the impact of gun violence and hopefully bring the city together, just interviewing different people from different walks of life, from different neighborhoods, and try to have a proper understanding and proper solutions for our problems, because it's one nation, one world. I believe we're all from different places, but we're all the human race. That's it. Yeah, for sure. That's something a lot of folks ask for, and I'm available. I won't be here next month, but I'm here to the end of February, and I'll be back in April. So I came to hopefully motivate somebody to follow along. And I didn't apply for any grant money, any loans, anything. It was all contributed from the people in the neighborhood. We just go door to door. And I actually had the gang members themselves go door to door to collect money, $20, $10, right. Hey, if you could destroy your neighborhood, you could build it up, No, like peacefully, not extortion. No. It was very peaceful. They did contribute too, like if you gotta love your neighborhood, love it right, love the kids, love the community, and that's what we're preaching, and the communities really appreciate it. And I will have some videos up on the YouTube page. I just never really edited them, but thanks to Ron for motivating me. I'm put a little thing together, 20-minute clip together, all the stuff collected during this episode.
So Rico, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For coming down, man, and doing all that good stuff.